Welcome back. There are several reasons you may need a lawyer, but that thought may be overwhelming.
When you're injured, though, or you have a civil matter to resolve, the call should be to one law group with several specialties involved.
Today, we've got the experts in personal injury and civil suit issues.
Attorneys Timothy Hawley and John Schomisch Jr. are here. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Okay, well, let's start with the most basic of questions. When or why does somebody need a personal injury lawyer?
Well, basically, if you've been in a wreck and you're not sure what to do, just like you'd call a doctor if you didn't know what you were sick about, we are doctors of law. And quite frankly, most people see commercials for automobile crashes, but there's snowmobiles, ATVs, just about anything you can imagine. And usually someone has made a choice to break a rule, and that ends up causing injuries and damages, loss of money, wage loss, loss of work, and just pain and suffering, and a lot of surgery type situations. So when you should call is when you've experienced some of that. Just about every personal injury I know will give you a free consultation, and that will even the odds, because you're really fighting against companies and corporations that usually are very well financed and can do just about anything, whereas as an individual you need help, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Now, Timothy, when does insurance come into play when we're dealing with personal injury?
Insurance is very important. It not only protects your assets, but it also protects you and your loved ones from injury as far as getting compensation for it.
All right, John, let's go back to the different kinds of insurance coverage that we might need. John or Tim, it doesn't matter who wants to answer that one.
I'll take that one. The first one is liability insurance. That protects your assets. In case you cause an injury or damage to someone else, that would protect you and your assets. The next one is medical payments coverage. Now that protects you and your loved ones for medical bills and funeral expenses.
Okay.
Okay, then the next one would be uninsured motorist coverage. If the person that hits you is not insured, then you have uninsured motorist coverage. And then the next one would be underinsured motorist coverage. A lot of people don't know about that one.
Right.
That is, if someone doesn't have enough insurance, then you would have coverage over and above their limits. Now, people don't understand with the new law, the liability limits is your uninsured motorist coverage is reduced by the liability limit. So if you have $100,000 of underinsured motorist coverage and they have $100,000 of liability coverage, you have no underinsured motorist coverage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the next thing I tell people to do is make sure, if possible, to get an umbrella insurance. That way you have coverage over all of your situations, not only for liability, but you can also buy it for your uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage, and that way you are protected up to the umbrella liability limits.
Okay.
Now, one law covers a lot of different areas, so tell us a little bit about what other law groups that you practice.
We have people that do corporate law. We have people that do commercial and residential real estate or real estate development. We have personal injury, workers' compensation, Social Security, municipal law. In short, if we don't do it, we know someone who does.
Yeah. And you mentioned, a free consultation, and is that pretty common for personal injury civil suit lawyers?
It is pretty common, and it's really important because this will impact your health insurance. It will, if you have what's called a self-funded plan. There's various, a new law got passed this year about trucks having the right-of-way in a roundabout that most people don't know.
Oh.
There's laws about going slow on a snowmobile around people, same thing with a jet ski. So just by innocently talking to an insurance adjuster, you might totally blow your case without even knowing that they're tricking you.
Okay.
When the real question just becomes knowing the law, and so having a half-an-hour consult can save you a lot of agony and grief down the road. And it doesn't cost you any more to do it sooner. So.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at how to contact these guys at One Law Group. They have offices in De Pere, Appleton, and Lakewood. Head online to onelawgroupsc.com.
Or you can call 920-336-5766 or 866-525-5200. We'll be right back.